The latest version of NAV Easy Security include a lot of remote roles. Those extra roles can really help in setting up security, so converting from existing super users, upgrading from an earlier version, or re-implementing. These one can be extremely helpful. Take a look at, there's a total of 114 roles. They're all based on segregation of duties. We just went through a verification with FastPath that with the roles we have created, there's no built-in Sarbanes-Oxley conflicts. So there's nothing where a user can print a check and at the same time modify a vendor and things like that. The role has been recorded and verified in NAV 2009 and 2013, both in the North American database and in the German database. The roles cover basically finance, sales, purchase, and inventory. And there's, for example, 17 roles covering sales and 16 covering finance. And as we will see, those ones are very, very specific. All 21 role centers delivered by Microsoft has actually been recorded. And there's permission, so people have access to read all the data, click on every menu item, but not do anything more than that. There's a bunch of technical things also that has been added in. One of the reasons that this one actually is going to work great for an existing customer or with more customization is that the source code analyzer in Easy Security actually handle a whole bunch of issues. So many table relations, or all table relations, flow fields, and so on will automatically be added based on the recordings that we have done. But let's take a look at it. And the roles are both for 2009 and for 2013. And let's take a look at them in 2013. So in 2013, there's a role center here for Easy Security. And if we take a look at the roles, all the roles are starting with an E underscore in here. So if we take a look at, for example, a customer edit role, there's 2 recordings attached to that role in here. If we look at that role or those recordings, you see there's one about customer edit, and it had all the permissions in here. This recording have many permissions in here, all based on the recording, all the way down to indirect access level in here. There's a second role attached, or recording in here attached, and that's one that fixes. There's no permissions in here. But if you have something that touches the whole sales receivable area, you can actually add them in here in one single place, and it's going to correct all the one about the customer edit role in here. Of course, you can also make a recording of them to correct a problem that is in here. If we take a look at that customer edit role in here, one thing is, of course, it has all the permissions, and all the one that said recorded is in here, but also the one from the additional that is a source code analyzer. If I go down past the table data, one of the things that has been recorded in here is also the objects executed. So I know exactly which pages are actually being executed to edit a customer in here. And that gives Easy Security a whole new way of controlling security, because one of the things we do, we don't give access to everything. We only give access to, or we can deny access to certain objects to execute them, and basically allowing a simple way of having an object level security in here. We also know the code units, we know reports, everything like that one actually related to the customer edit. But let's take a look at another role. This one was a customer edit, but let's go look at some of the technical roles that has been added in here. We have a login role. The only thing you're allowed to do with the login is actually to get into the application. And after that one, you can't really do anything. There's not any availability to run every system or anything in here at that point. We also have added some super read, some zoom, and things like that one. And there's a lot of roles in the technical area that actually is about Easy Security itself. If you look at the one for role centers are a lot of recording actually done in here. Or if you were going to do this manually, there'll be a lot of changes to be added in here. We have recorded everything in here as one single recording, again the source code analyzer, then add on top of that one in here, and we have a order processor role that will cover everything. We can actually launch objects in a simple way, so even if this one is customized as at a site, we can easily record those additional permissions in here. If we look in the role groups, we also created some demo data for the role groups in here, like a customer service, for example. That role group allow people to use some of the actions in here inside customer service. So that's another way that we have provided some demo data for Easy Security to get up and working fast. All this extra data is actually specified in an Excel spreadsheet in here. So if I go take a look at this role demo data spreadsheet, I can see for each area of the application, I can actually see the permit or the roles that has been added in here. I also have all the technical ones, the role centers, and then the other thing that is in here is a user type mapping, and the user type mapping basically is to identify which parts of these roles or which roles are supposed to be for each user in here. And this one is really easy to use it for explain, and all the data inside Easy Security matches this spreadsheet in here. So it's three pieces that actually goes together. All the data are delivered with Easy Security as text files in here, so they can be imported when you install the product. And since all of them start with E underscore, there's a little chance that it actually get conflicts with any one of the existing ones.